The axis shift diagram of LoveShift. www.loveshiftblog.com. Where have we come from? Where are we going? And what must we do to have meaningful survival? These questions have challenged humans for many generations. One thing is now apparent. The existing paradigm is not working anymore. What does this mean? One way to answer this question is to observe how consciousness changes over time. To do this, we need to use a thing called a functional diagram. Functional diagrams show how one thing changes as a function of something else. The thing that changes first is called the independent variable, and is graphed on the horizontal or x-axis. The thing that changes second, as a function of the first thing, is called the dependent variable, and is usually graphed on the vertical y-axis. Eat more cheeseburgers, x-axis, and you will gain weight, y-axis. Spend money you don't have, x-axis, and your credit score will suffer, y-axis. The point is that the value of y depends on the amount of x. Okay, back to time and consciousness. Let's look at the LoveShift diagram and see how it might contribute to our understanding of what we need to do to have meaningful survival. Looking at the axis shift diagram and the image on the left of these three panels, one can see that, as we have evolved over the years, time has been the independent variable on the horizontal, or x-axis, and consciousness, c, on the vertical or y-axis, has been dependent upon it. What that means is that, for millennia, as time chugged along, consciousness went up. This has worked for thousands of years. Unfortunately, it won't work anymore. Why? Look again at the diagram. See that red line, in the left panel, called the asymptote? That line is a mathematical limit to the function. Because the function is exponential, it cannot continue beyond it. We will not be able to succeed without a radical shift. In things like identity, relationship and culture. Our old way of thinking is over. Obsolete. Done. Finished. Forever. So what are we to do? Shift the axes. And make consciousness the independent variable, with the future dependent on it. If this is done collectively, we can create a new function, which will evolve and serve us as we move into the future. It has been shown that, when individuals claim that their consciousness is now first cause, and their consciousness is collectivized, great amounts of energy are released for action. Visit www.loveshiftblog.com to learn more. LoveShift. Working together, we can make a difference. P.S. Let's look back at the LoveShift diagram again. See that green line? That's our consciousness, deciding to make the shift. Will we decide? Will we all decide together? Consciously? Collectively? If we do, we could form a global community with a culture that works for the benefit of all life. Please note, there are profound implications of making the love shift. Some examples are: radical new levels of individual responsibility, radical new levels of social responsibility, global patriotism, expanded and extended levels of concern, seeing with new eyes, understanding that all war is obsolete, long-term thinking at every level, becoming as wise and loving as the system that produced us, a new understanding of the dynamics of climate change, new appreciation for the value of community, new definitions of words like family, sacred and subject, new practical forms of love, for Earth, ourselves and each other. The emergence of relationship as the most reliable resource for security in the world today. The emergence of collective mysticism, distributed functionality and the human array. A new orientation of humanity for the benefit of all life. A new understanding of our place in the universe, as the living context for everything we think, say and do. A collective alignment with the truth that all is one. A practical awareness that everything is in relationship with everything else, all the time, everywhere. And many others. Is shifting the axes, making consciousness the independent variable, going to be easy? Probably not. Is it essential? Absolutely. Is it good? Yes. And, Because the changes implied by the shift are in alignment with the deep design and principles of the cosmos, they will help us move, successfully, individually and collectively, into a better, safer, more meaningful future. Want to learn more? Visit LoveShift. www.loveshiftblog.com